Today we have some more Scream 7 news that is simply making me question reality. Are we living in the Matrix? Is this all just a terrible simulation? Where are Morpheus and Neo?
Morpheus is fighting Neo.
Okay. Well, at least one of my melodramatic questions has gotten an answer. Let's get into the update. Hey everybody, I'm KillJoy Jake, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Not to be too blunt about it, but Scream 7 has made the peculiar choice to retcon a vital Easter egg from a previous film, with today's strange casting news. Joel McHale has been announced as part of the cast and is currently shooting with the Mystery Gang down in Atlanta. Deadline confirms that he's playing Sydney's husband, Mark Evans, in the upcoming film. Now, this doesn't work for me for a number of reasons, starting off with the obvious one: he is very clearly replacing Mark Kincaid. During a throwaway line in the 2022 requel film, Sidney Prescott states that her husband's name is Mark. Tyler and Matt from Radio Silence would even go on to confirm this during an interview after the film's release, with Matt literally saying verbatim, Mark Kincaid is Sid's husband. Now, if you've been watching these videos for some time, you guys know how I feel about legacy characters in requel films or just any sort of continuations in general. Here in Scream, however, sometimes I feel like they're just adding more legacy characters to the mix for fan service, sacrificing a good mystery. The majority of the legacy characters in Scream would just never go Ghostface based on things we know about them from previous entries. Maybe Cotton Weary in Scream 2 and Scream 3, but of course he was the opening kill in LA. Mark Kincaid admittedly isn't the strongest character in the entire franchise, but I just feel like Patrick Dempsey is a better fit to play Sid's husband after everything that's been set up with the character. Mark tried to protect her in the third act of Scream 3 before Roman beat the crap out of him multiple times, and of course, he's the sexiest man alive. I mean, that's true love right there. I hate getting my panties in a bunch here over a romance in a slasher movie. Trust me, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I guess the thing I'm the most concerned with now is Sidney Prescott's portrayal in this upcoming film. After everything that has happened to Sid, 5 different Ghostface attacks at various points in her life, I just don't see her getting vulnerable with somebody who wasn't involved with that in some capacity. Creating a new character like Mark Evans here is an immediate misstep in my opinion. It reminds me a lot of Laurie Strode's poor portrayal in Halloween Ends. After losing her daughter to the hands of Michael Myers, who she spent a lifetime trying to protect, it was only after a meager couple of years that Laurie would seamlessly get over it. She's even celebrating Halloween in that last entry there. Sorry, but no. That's like if Ellen Ripley came to the conclusion in Aliens, you know, Weyland-Yutani isn't that bad, I guess. I can maybe help them transport some xenomorphs across the galaxy. Like, she would never do that. I just don't see this working for Sidney Prescott, especially if Joel McHale ends up being our Ghostface. For me, it just makes way more sense for someone like Mark Kincaid to be her partner, considering the role he played in one of her most defining battles. Okay, that's enough of the romance talk. I feel all sticky and sappy. Ugh, I don't like it. Let's get back to the horror. Now, unlike some of the folks I talked to last night on stream, I don't necessarily hate Joel McHale. I think he's a hilarious comedian, but some actors just don't fit certain projects. For instance, McHale is probably best known for his role on the uniquely funny television show Community. Joel leads the cast playing womanizer Jeff Winger alongside many similar roles in other properties. Now, you're trying to tell me that the guy who is known for his douchey narcissistic characters is supposed to be Sidney Prescott's happy ending, or the new Ghostface, who has been married to her for some time now and has had multiple kids with her? Cause it's either one or the other. I love Joel McHale when he's doing his typical shtick, but this is just not good casting. Either he's a super out of place good character or a very obvious Ghostface. Neither make for memorable characters in the Scream universe. Now, although this is yet another poor decision from a film franchise that has made a few of those in the last couple of years, I think I understand why this was ultimately done. Director of Scream 7, Kevin Williamson, is known for creating this franchise, penning the script for the original slasher hit and 2 of its sequels. He was absent from the production of the 3rd film after the studio demanded that the majority of the violence be cut from that specific film. After the Columbine shootings, many angered parents blamed properties like Scream that were directed towards a younger audience that depicted violent acts. Kevin's notes for the original Scream 3 story followed a group of stab fan films at Woodsboro High School, all ending up being a cult of Ghostface kids going after Sidney Prescott. To me, it sounds like it could have been a vehicle for some sort of counter-criticism towards everything that was being thrown his way at the time. The studio tossed it so screenwriter Aaron Ehren Kruger took over. That's why the film has a much sillier tone and a lot of goofier happenings throughout its plot. For example, a house filling up with gas and blowing up without any of the characters smelling the insane amount of gas that it would take to make that kind of explosion. Obviously, Kevin Williamson is not a huge fan of that entry. Who would be in his situation? But it seems like he does have a good attitude about it.
I wasn't watching, I wasn't just coming to it like a moviegoer. I was coming to someone who didn't write it, who should have.
If you see it from Kevin's perspective, I can understand why he wouldn't want to use a movie invention like Mark Kincaid from a film that he didn't even have anything to do with. Scream 7 is his big creative return to the franchise, although I'm sure he had a little bit of a hand in Screams 5 and 6. I think he's trying to make 7 his own movie, and why would you want to include something from Scream 3 in that case? It's been confirmed from EW as well that Patrick Dempsey will not return for Scream 7. But at least now we can look at Sydney's husband and say to ourselves, maybe he's Ghostface, because like I was saying earlier, it's just not going to be a legacy character outside of crazy fan theories. You know, something that I would come up with. If there's any silver lining to this unfortunate decision, it has to be that. I'll tell you what though, Mark Evans sounds like a made-up name or a sports newscaster and like nothing in between. Mark Evans here announcing the big game today, Super Bowl 57, or whatever Super Bowl they're on at this point. That's enough complaining, however, because we do have some good news to talk about from yesterday. Alongside her twin brother Chad, Mindy Meeks Martin will return to systematically dump movie commentary into the dialogue of Scream 7. Listen, call her annoying all you want, but I'm just happy that some remnants of the last two films will be found here in the 7th installment. I wish we could get the entire core 4 back, but I just don't think that's possible. Hopefully Mindy and Chad will be more than just the opening scene of this horror movie, even though some sequel erasure is already happening before our eyes. I wouldn't be too shocked to see those characters go that early on. Now, even though I'm not loving what I'm hearing about Scream 7 right now, I'm still hoping for a quality product. Even though Scream 3 had various production problems, pretty close to what's happening with Scream 7 now, they were still able to turn a film that was literally being rewritten as the story went along into something that isn't the most unwatchable movie I've ever seen. Sure, it's goofy and illogical at points, but the punk rock commentary directed towards the Weinsteins can't be left out of a review. That's pretty damn sharp and aged like fine wine. Kind of, depending on how you look at it, I guess. I also love that they embraced the more comedic tone that they were boxed into, with Parker Posey's Jennifer Jolie especially. I like that character so much, I don't even think I would mind if she came back from the dead. If there's any hopeful note to end this video on, it's that even at its worst, Scream still finds a way to be entertaining. I think that's why there are so many diehard fans of this series. Scream simply won't quit even when all the odds are stacked against it. This isn't the first time that the Scream franchise has been in some hot water, and it probably won't be the last. I still have faith in Scream 7, and I think it's going to be a fun watch on February 27th of 2026. Hey everybody, if you like talking about Scream or various other horror franchises, please consider subscribing to this page. We are nearing 30,000 subscribers, and I'd love to hit that goal before the end of Scream 7's production. Thank you to everyone who supports this page in any sort of way. How are you all feeling about Scream 7 after that wild casting news? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all again for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.